Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little tardy. That is very unlike me. I apologize. The time just got away from me. How are you all doing? How's everybody go? How's everybody? You doing well? You feeling happy this Wednesday? You want to talk about excuses today? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Well, while everybody is coming on and joining, I want to just talk about a few things that are coming up. Hi, Wendy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. So, today, yes, we are definitely going to be talking about excuses. And while you all kind of join and start moseying in here, I want to talk about a few things that are coming up. I want to talk about in January, inside of the inner circle members shared with me that they want me to talk about how to free your mind from thinking about your weight and food constantly so you can just free yourself and your body and experience more body freedom. So we're going to start doing that come January. So if you are not a member of the inner circle, this may be a great time. We're just finishing up 8 weeks, 8 pounds down. And what's really cool, when you join the inner circle, there is a section inside of the Facebook group that has files, and you're going to see hypnotherapies there. You're going to see the previous trainings from the 8 weeks, 8 pounds down course. You're going to see different forms we use and lots of things inside of that. So it's really great. It is an amazing resource. So join us in January. That is going to be starting January 1st. If you want to join the 30-day challenge, if you've been wondering, you know what, I'd love some practice for 30 days on how to think and eat and live in a way that really honors my body, then you might want to give the 30-day challenge a try. What it is I send an email every single day for 30 days, focusing you on a very specific strategy, action item, task for the day to move you towards your goal of losing weight, healing your relationship with food, and making more peace and harmony with your body. So if you'd like to join me, all you do, you just go to thinwithin.com. There is a place where you're just going to hit the, go into there, you'll see a place, you just get on the wait list, And what I can tell you is that we go live the mid to late January is when we go live. The first day is January 25th, but registration starts for those of you who are on the wait list on the 14th. Okay? So let's start talking about how to deal with your excuses. Getting in the way? You feeling like they're getting in the way? Well, I have a strategy today to help you really start to get in front of your excuses. Because what I want you to do is, while I'm talking, what I want you to do is to think about what excuse or excuses are you having or do you have for your body that get in the way of you losing weight. It could be things around late night eating. It could be things around movement. It could be things around when you want to stop eating, but you give yourself the excuse or the thought that you need to, you can't do it. It's not the right time. It isn't going to work. You can't do this. It's too hard. Let's look at these excuses. I was talking to somebody yesterday, one of my clients, who said, and she's becoming a coach, and I was training her, and she was telling me that she was meeting with somebody who had a lot of feelings about losing weight. And one of the feelings that she said was, you know what, I really don't want to lose weight because I've been divorced. I don't want my weight. I just don't want to be attractive again. I don't want to be attractive to men. And that was her thought, was, I don't want to lose weight because I don't want to be attractive to men. I don't want to be, and I hear this a lot. It may seem silly if you don't have that thought, But I hear this a lot. I don't want to get too attractive and then I'll want to leave my marriage. I don't want to be too attractive and then I'll be vulnerable to others. And here's what's really interesting about that. When you're thinking like that, in that excuse of being vulnerable or not being or you don't want to be too attractive, what you're thinking about is externally. You're making potentially, it's not even real, you're making the men or women or other people more important than what your desired needs are. And I want you to think about that. Is that something you really want to do? Is that something you really want to create for yourself? So let's go through the process of looking at your excuses. What's going on? So I want you to write down your excuses that are getting in front of you losing weight, and share with me, if you're on Facebook here, share with me what it is that you've been saying to yourself that has been getting in front of your weight loss and weight loss journey. I want to hear from you. I want to know, what are your excuses that have been getting in the way? You may have excuses right now, like it's the holidays. I don't care. I'm going to wait till January 1st. Right? It doesn't matter right now. I'm going to have fun. Like somehow you can't be losing weight and having fun. So share with me, what are your excuses? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Janie. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Miss Wendy and Paula and Roberta. Hi, Allie. Thank you for just did the curls a little bit today. Hi, Miss. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here. So share with me, what are your excuses? Do you find yourself having these excuses? A lot of times it looks like, I don't have time. I can't do this. It's hard. This is difficult. I can't focus on this right now. And they can be they can also be very unconscious, or they can be very funky wonky. Hi, Tam. Happy to see you. So I want you to write down what your excuse is. And then I want you to identify, if you have a list of these excuses, I want you now to identify, is this accurate? Is this really true? Or is this just crappy thinking? Is this just crap that's keeping me stuck and keeping me sane? Is this really more my inner 2-year-old that is keeping me stuck? Hi, Elizabeth. Wendy, you said it's too hot, too cold, too rainy, too late, too dark, too buggy. Yes, to take a walk. I love it. I love it. Your brain's giving you all sorts of things. Now, I want you to get clear, though, when you're having these excuses, everybody, is this excuse real? Is it valid? Or is it just crappy thinking? Is it crappy? Is it BS? Is it not true? And when you identify each one and you look through, you're like, feels true. Some of these things feel very true, feel very real, feel very, yes, this is absolutely true. It's so buggy outside. It's too cold. It's too hot. And sometimes that is true. And other times it's just an excuse that your brain does to keep you from being your best self, from stepping out of your comfort zone and into something that doesn't feel as comfortable quite yet. If I fix this problem, I might actually have to show up in my life. Okay, maybe I need to explore this. Yeah, it's so good. It's so, so good, right? It's so fantastic. That is absolutely accurate. And that's what this is focused to do today, is to have you go through a system so that you can start looking at what is going on with your thinking and relationship with food. Hi, Michelle. So that's what I want you to do today. You're writing out, what are your excuses? Next, we're looking at, is it crap or is this actually true? Okay. So then the third part of this, if it's crappy, if it's not true, I want you to start telling yourself something like, this is just a crappy excuse that my brain feels is true. This is just a crappy excuse that my brain feels is true. And then I want you to choose a new thought that feels better, that's exciting to you, that's motivating, and that gets you into a more positive action mode. So if it's around movement, it could be like, yeah, it's a little chilly. How awesome. I get to wear my new hat and gloves and look all cute. And I get to put on my podcast, listen to people I love, and just go walking, right? How can you move that negativity or that excuse into something that's fun, exciting, enjoyable, something you want to do? Now, and if it's true, let's say you go, wow, my excuse is really true. It is too cold to go outside and go for a walk. Then I want you to brainstorm some action items that you can make and take to get in front of this, that you're excited to take, and that you will actually just brainstorm. Just brainstorm the ideas that you have in order to get in front of this. So if it is really too cold, you can be like, okay, I can go down in the basement and I can walk on my treadmill, if you have a treadmill. I can go to the gym, if you're going to the gym. I can, instead of walking, or you know what I used to do? You know what my family used to do? We used to just walk. My mom would walk after dinner, and a lot of times we would do this to get our steps. We would just walk after dinner or way after dinner into the evening, just walk around our house to get our steps. We just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. I can step in front of the TV, right? I can just walk in front of the TV, watch a favorite show, and for 30 minutes, I can just walk in front of that and do some jumping jacks, right? Be solution oriented. And you know my shtick about being solution oriented. The people that I see consistently losing weight and creating the bodies that they want are solution oriented in their minds. They come up with solutions. They don't let every obstacle be an excuse holding them back for what they really, really want. And if you really want to lose weight, why let these obstacles get in the way? And sometimes we don't even know what our obstacles are. We don't even know the programming that we have until we really start to look at it. And so I encourage you, if you have these excuses, then let's start looking at them. Let's start making them go from unconscious thinking to conscious thinking. And to look at, wow, the excuse of I don't want to work out. Okay, we don't need to make that wrong. But if there's a part of you every single day that feels like you should work out, or you actually really do want to work out, you've got a challenge here. You've got, on one hand, a part of yourself that's telling yourself, I don't want to work out, and another part of you that really wants and craves that. So what are you going to do about that? You're either going to get clear and choose to say, I'm somebody who doesn't work out right now, and I'm okay with that, so that you stop fighting it in your head. Or you're going to say, you know what? Here's what I'm willing and open to do to start working out and move my body. Here's what would be fun. Here's what I'm excited to create. So it is essential part of losing weight and becoming anything you want in your life to really start examining your excuses. Because there's usually about 3 to 5 excuses that get in the way every single day, or very often throughout the week. Most of them are BS. Most of them are just crappy, cruddy thoughts that you've just programmed over and over in yourself, or you heard in the past. Your mom said it, your dad said it, your husband said it, your partner said it, somebody said it. And you just keep reconditioning it. I'm too big to actually go for a walk. I'm too big to actually move my body. This is a terrible time of year to actually see the results that I want to see. Hi, Sue. So good to see you. Hi, Sandy. So what's your excuse? And I want you to tell me in the Facebook group, tell me, What's the excuse that you've been saying to yourself? And is it true or is it a crappy thought? Is it just old programming that doesn't support the thin, light, healthy, vibrant you that I know you want to create? Okay? And share with me. I want to hear. And I want you to share inside of the Facebook group so I know. And if you are on the phone and you want to share, feel free to share too. I'm happy to hear what it is that you've been telling yourself that isn't working for you as well. All right. And I'm just going to mute the line just because we had some background noise for those of you on the phone. Awesome. Okay. So share with me. I want you guys to share with me. I want you to tell me, what are your excuses? What are they? And are they true or are they crappy? And if you are on the podcast, listening to this on the podcast, I want you to get really clear inside of you about what is this? What's happening inside of your brain? There's usually 3 to 5 things that are stopping you from having the body, the weight, the thoughts, the life that you want. What are they? And usually they come in the form of, like I'm saying, like they come as a result of any time you think about doing something that moves you out of your comfort zone and comfort level and feels a little bit like it's going to disrupt your life or disrupt your joy or happiness. And what I want to do is I want you to move into the thinking and the habit and the pattern of thought that says, no, this is actually going to up level my life, make me happy, make this, I'm willing to be in this uneasy space as I transform this thought. I tell myself it's the grief and sadness that makes me eat wrong. Okay, so is that really true? Have you ever eaten quote unquote wrong before having grief and sadness? Is it the grief? The grief is forcing you to eat what you're labeling as wrong? And what are you labeling as wrong? Overeating, not wanting or choosing the right foods for your body that make you look and feel your best. What is that? Okay. Teresa, you say, I must be eating too much because I lose very slow. So you have a belief or an excuse that says, I lose slow because that's the evidence. And here you are, you look amazing. You've lost gobs of weight. So let's look at, are you really eating too much? You can clearly see. What I want you to do is either track that or get really clear about, all of us in the inner circle are doing some tracking. Get clear this week, is that actually true? So that you don't have to keep having this fight inside your head. You get really clear. Okay, I'm eating too much, and here's what I'm going to do about it. Here's what I want to do about it. Here's what inspires me to do about it. Okay. Allie, here's what I'm too tired. I'm too tired. And then how does that play out? I'm too tired so that I don't care about losing weight, or I'm just going to choose this food, or tell me how tired plays out in you not losing weight or not getting the body you want. And how can you shift that? You say, because I'm older, it takes a lot longer to lose my weight, or I will never get back to what I weighed in high school. So let me ask you, is that thought helpful, right? Like that I'm older, one, so it takes me longer to lose weight. Is that a helpful thought? Or what if you were just to think that I'm losing weight at the pace my body is losing, and that's actually created 44-pound weight loss, and I feel pretty damn good about that. And the thought that you have about, I'll never get back to what I weighed in high school. What if you actually thought, is that also, we always look at, is that a productive thought? Is that a helpful thought? And what if that, you don't know that. You're on this journey. You've already lost 44 pounds. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But telling yourself that you're not going to get down to that weight that you were at in high school isn't supporting you. It is not motivating to think that way. To think, oh my gosh, my body will lose the weight. Yes, and as I'm aging, I see that it's a little slower than it used to be. And look at how amazing how far I've come. And who knows how far I'll go and continue to go. And I've done that despite grief, despite pain, despite COVID. I'm a rock star and I keep kicking butt. I'd rather you think that, because that is the truth. I just love food. It's hard to stop. Yeah, you can love food. Now, why is it hard to stop? If I give you nothing else to do and you have no distractions, what I love about that excuse is a lot of times you'll say, I just love food. I can't stop eating it. But when I remove all distractions from you and just give you the food, many of you will say, well, this is kind of boring just sitting and eating. So that's when I know it's not just your love of food, it's that food is doing something for you. When you get clear of what that love is, that it's doing for you, then you can face that love and get in front of it and create what it is, more of that you actually love. The numbing out, going numb, relaxing in front of the TV, checking out, telling yourself the day is over and I'm going to chill. Those are all ways you can really step into the love of more than just the food. Because when it's just, when you're just sitting there and nobody's around and the food is, and all distractions are eliminated and it's just you and your food, and you stop when your body is no longer hungry. What's interesting is do you really love food that much? Or is it that you love how you feel when you are eating and distracted in your mind and watching TV and talking on the phone with a friend and connected otherwise, right? So let's get clear of what it is you truly, truly love. Because you can love food. Many naturally thin people are walking around who love food. And they also love not feeling overfull. You can have both. You can be thinner and lighter and healthy and love food. They don't have to be exclusive to one another. I'd be like, oh man, I'm thin, but in order for me to get thin, I have to hate food. No, I want you loving food. I just want you to also love the feeling of satisfaction in your body so that you can feel this lightness when you get up after a meal and have energy and vitality and feel so blessed to have had that meal and know that absolutely you can have that food again. I want you to feel abundant in your thinking, abundant with food without feeling like deprived, that like, oh man, I gotta stop eating, dang it. No, you can have that food again. I love these. These are so good, everybody. So good. Thank you for keeping them coming. Carbs and too much of them. That's what you're eating when you're saying, okay, let me go back up here. You're saying, I tell myself it's grief and sadness that makes me eat carbs and too many of them. Is that true? Is that true? Can you experience grief without having carbs or too many of them? I'm not concerned about the carbs. What I am concerned about is too many of them, overfilling your body because you have grief. Are you open to looking at what I would do is look at, first of all, I don't think it's true. I don't think grief is making you eat. Okay. So it's a thought that, oh, what food is doing is helping numb you out so you don't have to feel your grief. Do you feel, because both you and Paula and Teresa, you both have lost and are going through grief. Do you both feel that you can feel your grief and just allow your body and your mind and your emotions to feel the grief without having to turn to food? What I can tell you is it's possible. What I can also tell you is that it can feel very scary, very painful to have to feel your grief. I could only imagine that could feel scary, overwhelming. But what's the worst that's going to happen? You cry your eyes out for a while and you get out some of these feelings, or you choose to write your feelings, or you do something with this grief, like create a foundation or start writing a book or help others. I love Lisa Ling and I love her documentaries, and she was talking about how these people who had lost family members in tragic events, were going out to help other families. And that's how they keep the memory of their loved one alive, because it has given them purpose. Is there something that needs to be done there in the face of grief to help that grief be expressed in a powerful, positive way? So I want you to just think about that. I want you to think about the worst that's going to happen if you feel your feelings is that you're going to feel overwhelmed by grief, and that's not going to feel great. It's not going to feel great. You will survive it, though. You will survive that moment, 10 minutes, an hour. You'll survive that moment of feeling your feelings, even if your heart is just so tight and so wrenched because of it. Wouldn't you rather feel your feelings and allow them to come in and to feel them versus finding yourself getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger through the process of grief? You can do this. Tell yourself you've got this. You can feel the pain and you can express that pain in a lot of different ways. Some of you may feel like, oh my God, and whatever pain you're experiencing, I can't cry. I am numb. I am so numbed out. So writing might be the strategy for you. Getting it out is a much better strategy than putting food into your body to push the emotion down. That is not going to help you. Okay? When I eat awesome ethnic food, I can't stop because it tastes so good. Okay? In that phrase, I love this, Roberta. In that phrase, you're so clear that you can't stop because it tastes so good. What could you say instead? What would be a better thought? What would be something that, so I would say having ethnic food should be something you have more often so that it can lose some of its power over you, and you can stop making ethnic food an excuse for overeating, because that's not true. It's just ethnic food. You have an attachment to it. You love it. It's so good. It tastes so good. So I would recommend having more and more of it so it's around you and you can enjoy it, and we can neutralize its power over you. You can always have some of it and then have more of it when your body's hungry. Okay? All right. Sue, you said not planning your meals out. That's an excuse. Like you'll say, oh, I didn't plan this out, so I'm going to eat. I'm wondering if that's how that plays out. So if that's an excuse, oh, I didn't plan my meals out, so you know what? I better just eat whatever. Now, let's look at this. Even if you didn't plan your meals out, that's also a junky thought, because what is true about that is you could still find foods that make you look and feel your best when you're hungry, right? Even if you didn't plan anything out. You can go anywhere and go get a salad, right? You can go through any drive-through and have a salad. So let's really look at, okay, I get you probably want to plan your meals out, and sometimes that doesn't happen. And so having a plan for when that doesn't happen, if that's something that's important to you, would be beneficial. Here are the 5 things that I can eat or prepare or cook that I almost always have available to me when I don't meal plan, when I don't have it planned out for the night. Or here's where I could go out and grab food and have. I'd go grab a rotisserie chicken from the grocery. And I typically always have some frozen veggies in my freezer. And there you go. There's a meal, right? Something like that could be very beneficial to think about so you don't get caught up in the excuse of, oops, I didn't plan the night. Screw it. Right? It's easy. This is what our brain does, because what is your brain really wanting? What is your brain really wanting? To just like, who cares? I just want to eat what I want to eat. What would be wrong with having some of that in your life, of eating what you want to eat in the container of honoring your body? Right? So that is an important thing for you to look at. On your positive voice. Good. I'm so happy to help. I'm so happy. Oh, that is so special. I made my own private Facebook group for those that have lost a child. So that is really beautiful. And anybody who has lost a child, you might want to reach out to Teresa, if that's okay. That is really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh my God, yes. I'm the only one in my family that loves. So when I eat it, I don't eat it very often. Yeah, I totally get that, Roberta. I'm one of the only people who's like obsessed with Indian food. I love, love, love. I think you and I have that in common. Love Indian food. Love it so much. And so when I have it, it's like so special. And so one of the things that I started doing was just going to Trader Joe's and grabbing more Indian food. So maybe it's not me like having it at my favorite Indian restaurant, but having more of it so that I'm having it in the way that I want to do it. And I think I mentioned some of the things that I've done too is I'll make some just regular chicken for the kids or for those that don't want Indian food. And then I'll take my Instapot, take my chicken, throw all the yummy, like they have all these delicious marinades, and then I'll just have that. And then I have it for leftovers. I put it over cauliflower rice or any veggies or whatever I want to do. And then I get to keep having it because I love it so much. So that is an awesome, awesome strategy for you so that you start to neutralize its power over you. So it doesn't seem to be something that you feel like, oh, it's this like special secret moment that you have with Indian food or any ethnic food. Let's make it more available to you for lunches and incorporating it into your meal so that you can have it much more often. And that's for any of you. If you feel like, oh, I rarely get steak because my family doesn't like it, or I rarely have this because my family doesn't like it, and so it's uber special to me. One of the things I want you to do is look at creating it as a special event more often so that you can neutralize its power over yourself or find ways to get it into your lunches and breakfasts and dinners in a way so that it doesn't have so much power over you. We know that that's how the brain works. If you feel like it's super special, right? Your energy goes, your brain starts getting really heightened, it gets excited. And when we can neutralize its power over you, it'll start to relax more. It'll get put in place and you will start feeling more in alignment with your body and with the food so that you don't feel like it's so special. And you'll have it more, which is how special is that? Which is great. Good, Sue. I'm glad that helped. Karina, you're so cute. It's great to see you. I put curry powder and a smidge of butter on broccoli. Ooh, I really like that. I think I might have to do that myself. I love like everything bagels, so I have the everything spice from Trader Joe. I love putting it on hummus and just anywhere I possibly can. I love that idea with curry powder. I also really love smoked paprika. Love the way it tastes. That's also really yummy on vegetables too. These are all really great ideas. I love these. So see, we can take these excuses that are getting in the way of our body and our weight loss and start neutralize their power over us and condition the thought and the thinking to be something that is exciting, that's powerful, and something we want to do. And then all of a sudden, we don't have these excuses, circulating around in the back of our minds. And instead, you have an action plan. You're facing them. You're getting in front of them. You're not letting them take you out of the weight loss journey. Who wants to let excuses take you out of the weight loss journey? So like the woman I was talking about who was sharing with me that this client of hers, or a friend of hers, or colleague actually of hers, said that she didn't want to lose weight after all. She started losing weight and she was like, no, I don't want to lose weight because I've been divorced and I don't want to be attractive. Or I'm scared that I'll actually leave my husband if I'm too attractive. I hear that all the time. Or I'm scared of who I will become if I lose weight. It's like, why? We don't even know. You will become an amazing version of yourself. You're amazing now. You'll become even more, you'll become more of who you want to be if weight has been holding you back. Don't let this potential future hold you back from who you want to be now, who you can create. It's just a thought excuse. It's just a mental thought that's keeping you stuck, keeping you safe, and keeping you from having what it is that you really want. So if you're like that woman, or you find yourself thinking those same things about potentially, I don't want to be too attractive, too amazing, too incredible, because I'm scared of who I will become. I'm scared of I'm scared of men. I'm scared of those things. Don't use that as an excuse. There's always ways to step into your power around the opposite sex, or around others, or around what you're potentially scared of. Getting smaller, getting bigger, shrinking down is definitely not the right strategy. Going to self-defense, looking at ways to use your voice and stand in your power is a much better solution. Looking into what's wrong inside of the marriage that I can fix now, that doesn't have anything to do with my body and my weight, that is more important. That is a powerful place to look and heal. But not being who you want to be in your body and your weight, don't let any of those excuses hold you back. So let me just real quickly go through this 3-part strategy just so that you know how to deal with any excuses that might be coming in the way and getting in the way of you losing weight, or you being your best and living out your full potential in your body. Okay. 1, you want to write down all your excuses. Write them. See them. I want you to get intimate with this process. Sometimes it's not enough to just kind of think about them. It's much better to just write them all down. And as you think of them, because you may not even remember all of them, but as you see them, as you navigate your day, write it down and look at, what excuse is getting in my way? What is getting in front of my weight loss results that I keep telling myself over and over, or that I'm telling myself right now? 2, identify each excuse as true. Is this really true? Is it really true, too cold to go outside and run or walk or whatever? Or is it just a lot of crappy thinking? If it's crappy thinking, just tell yourself, identifying it, really get clear, like own it. That's crappy thinking. And then I want you to think about, what do you want to think instead? What's going to actually help you? And what is it that you would like to think that would be fun, that you would like to do? If you don't want to work out and you keep telling yourself, oh, I want to work out. No, I actually don't want to work out. What do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with this situation? Are you going to actually ride your bike? Or you actually go for that walk? Or you actually going to lift a weight? If not, then stop having this fight inside of your head. Just let it go for right now. You don't have to work out in order to lose weight. You just don't. When over 80% of weight loss is around food. Now, does it help? Of course. Does it tone up your body? Of course. So if you really want to have it, look at how do you think? How can I start thinking in a way that will motivate me and inspire me to start making that adjustment and shift? Okay. So if it's a crappy thought, I want you to just tell yourself this is a crappy excuse that my brain feels it's true, and then choose a new thought that is better, that it's exciting, and that's motivating to you. If it is true, start brainstorming. What action could you take instead? Okay? There you go. You have a solution, a strategy, a way of getting in front of your excuses that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you from having the body you want, or keeping you stalled out at a plateau, or keeping you from seeing in front of the mirror what you want to see. And you can face your excuses. You can face them. If you don't want to do something, get clear. Hey, I don't want to work out, or I don't want to do this right now. And don't make that wrong. Stop making some of your excuses that if you really don't want to work out, just own it and move on. Go do other stuff. At some point, you may feel really inspired to move your body. Or you look at what are you inspired to do in around movement. Oh, I'm inspired to go for a walk today. I'm inspired to put on my earbuds and go for a walk, or go for a quick 5-second, 5-minute jog, right? A minute jog. I'm open to doing 10 jumping jacks, right? You start to look at what are you actually really open to. So you stop fighting in your head. Okay. Roberta, I need to accept the fact that we as a family can eat different things. I just need to cook separate meals for myself, something I never wanted to do. Now, listen, I'm not saying that you have to make this hard. You could add a curry or a marinade. If you're making chicken for everybody, you add the marinade for yourself that you pour on. That's just a little tiny thing that you add, right? You can do this in a way that doesn't have to feel really deprivation or add a lot of, that adds a lot of energy to the meal process. Hopefully it adds a lot of excitement because you're like, I want that. Y'all got that. I'm just adding a marinade. That's going to work for me. Or some spices or something. Or you could cut off, like you were saying, or like Allie said, like you could even cut off or add something for you that you have for everybody else, but then you're going to add the spices that work better for you, that you would get excited about. Okay. I don't want to add a lot of effort if that feels like, oh, this is a lot of work. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I am trying to say is, how can you incorporate it into your meal? Can you get a couple frozen Indian packets? There's some really great Indian packets or whatnot. I don't know if there's like Ethiopian or what specific, Thai or what specific foods you're craving and you want. But there's some really great, delicious, healthy options that could be like packets that you just warm up and voila, you get that taste. Okay. Sue, you said start with 5-minute exercise. Anything feels better than nothing. Absolutely. And just be like, that's great for me to have 5 minutes of movement. Sometimes when you just get clear of what your bottom line is, like where it feels like, here's what I'm willing and open to do. I'm open to 5-minute movement a day. And I'm open to a 5-minute walk a day. Like really get clear. Are you really open to that? Because if you're not, I don't want you to fight that inside of you. But if you're open to it, that can be your baseline. Hey, I want to do 5 minutes of walking a day. Anything above and beyond that, amazing. And let that be the way it is. That's beautiful. Write down excuses. I want to write down excuses. Oh, you're so good, Lizzie. I always love when you outline everything for me. So I really want to speak to that whole like 5-minute piece, because I don't want this to be something you resist. It's got to be something you feel inspired to do, or you're going to be fighting it. And that's not the point of this. The point of weight loss and living in a thin, healthy body for the rest of your life, by the way, is not creating a lot of things in your life that you're going to resist. It will not get done and it will not happen. But having something that you go, oh yeah, no, I really want to do that. I really can get my brain around a 5 minutes of walking, or a certain amount of steps, or a way to add cooking, or stopping a meal when your body's no longer hungry, or whatever it might be. I am able to handle attention from men. I am a powerful, confident adult that speaks up for herself. Yes, that is amazing. Yes, own the power. Why have anybody else have power over your body and your weight loss? Do not allow yourself to give yourself that excuse. It is BS. It is not true. And it's disempowering. And most of the time, here's why most of the time it's BS. Most of the time, our family, husbands, wives, partners, loved ones are not shoving the food in our faces, right? It's just not happening that way, right? It really isn't. So let's really get clear about what's really going on and take a stand for your power. Yes. Yes, take a stand for who you are and who you can become. And what a great opportunity to be attractive and own your power around that, and feel empowered versus disempowered, feeling strong instead of, oh, I don't want to be seen. I want you to be seen. I want you to have the life you want. I want you to stand in your power. And who says you can't be attractive, stand in your power, and be at the weight you want to be at? It's a great opportunity to strengthen your self-esteem and your confidence. A true opportunity. Dancing around to Christmas music, holiday music, Hanukkah music, whatever music. Love it. I love it. That is so fun. How fun is it to be like, I want to put a song on after dinner every night where me and my family can dance around? That is so super cool. Or while I'm putting away dishes, I'm going to put a song on and we're all going to dance around, and I'm going to make putting away dishes fun. How fun is that? Love that idea, Sue. Really great. You all come up with such amazing ways of confronting things, looking at this, making life fun. And that is the point. It's not fun to lose weight and feel like you're stuck in a thin body and you're hating life. I'd much rather you create a lighter, thinner, healthier body that in relationship to a life you love. That is what we're all looking to create here. So, really beautiful job. Really great. Know that you can face your excuses, and know that most of the time your excuses are just that. They're just crappy thoughts that are getting in the way, that you've rehearsed over and over and over again, that are not true, that are keeping you from being the amazing, incredible human with your body that you want, that you crave. They're getting in the way of you having the body you want and crave. And so why let these crappy thoughts do that anymore? You have a tool. You have a strategy. Go take action on it. All right, everybody. Sending you lots and lots of love. I'll talk to many of you soon. Have yourself an amazing, incredible day. All right. Bye, everyone.